Hello, fellow women machinists. Welcome to our OnShape lesson. So today, these videos, well, let me get started with this. These videos are to help you with the learning OnShape. So we'll be going over how to model these part drawings that are being released for practice. So if you're referencing this video, it's either because you got stuck making the part yourself, or you just want to like double check your work, because you really want to emphasize practicing on your own first before you're watching this video. But yeah, so today we'll be doing the first part drawing. And just a note, before you start watching this video, you should have gone through the OnShape Training PowerPoint. It teaches you how to create the account, the basic layout of OnShape, as well as tells you what trainings to go through that are provided for free by OnShape. Yeah, so without further ado, this is the part we're going to go through today. Pretty straightforward. I want to point out right here that the dimensions are in millimeters, so we're going to change our document settings. But other than that, let's get started. So first of all, you'll be on OnShape here, and you can create a document. I've already started one, so we're just going to click on that. And then once you have your workspace, you want to go to Document Menu and check your workspace units. It's automatically set to inches, so we're going to want to change it to millimeters for this drawing. All right, cool. So now we can start our drawing. So the first thing I'm going to do is the base rectangular shape. So I'm going to go ahead and start my sketch on the top view. So I need to click Sketch first, and then top view, and then go ahead and adjust my view to be the top there. And actually the first thing I'm going to draw is my circle, just so that it's centric to this axis here. I'm going to go ahead and draw it, and then click the dimension feature and dimension it. And in the notes it says, or in the part drawing it says the radius is 15, and this is dimensioning the whole diameter, so we're going to go ahead and set that at 30. And then we're going to go ahead and draw a rectangle on the sketch here. Oh my goodness. No, my apologies. I'm going to undo that part. Hello. Okay, there we go. We're going to draw the rectangle, part 2. Like so. And then we're going to go also and dimension that. So on the part here, it is 60 centimeters from the center of the circle to the edge. So we put it, 60 millimeters. And then just to make sure that this is correct, it's a little bit off. So we're going to, trying to dimension this little dimension on this side. 30 millimeters. All right, cool. And then because there's two different heights to the part, I'm going to add this line here so that when we do, and then to escape a drawing, you would just hit the escape key on your pad to escape the drawing features. But yeah, because there's two different heights in the drawing, I am going to add that line, and it'll help us with the extruding later. So I'm going to go ahead and dimension that right now as well. And that's dimensioned at 18 millimeters. All right, cool. So we can go ahead and hit OK on our sketch. Okay, so now we have our first sketch here. So I'm going to go ahead and extrude this top part first. I'm going to hit the extrude feature, solid, new, and then I'm going to go ahead and click on the faces I want extruded, which are these three. And I want it extruded to 30 millimeters according to my part drawing. So go ahead and click OK. And as you can see here, now we have that feature. Cool. And then we want to go ahead and see the beginning sketch. You can just flip this back to being shown. So that when we extrude the second half of the drawing, you can just click on that. And this is only going to be extruded to 9 millimeters, so we can set that. Cool. So now we have the beginnings of our part here. The next thing we want to do is extrude the hole at the top here. So we want to go back to having a top view because we want to draw the sketch so this hole is lined up. So we're going to go ahead and sketch. Click on this top plane here. That's where we're going to draw to. Hello. There we go. And then add the circle, starting at the center so it's lined up perfectly. And then we're going to dimension it. So in the part drawing, the diameter is 15. And this measures 15, or it measures in diameter. So this is just going to be 15, no math necessary. Cool. So we're going to go OK and OK this sketch. And what we can do now is extrude it. So we're going to be removing. So we want to go to Solid, Remove, and click on that circle. And then we can go ahead and, I always click the wrong way, check to see which way it's going. So we want to go all the way through. So we need to do through all. And it should go all the way down through it. Yeah. And so we can go ahead and look at the top view again and double check. And yep, it has gone all the way through. All right, cool. So then the next feature we want to do is probably the most challenging of this part, being that this is, the basic first week part, is adding that triangle right here. There's different ways you could approach this, but how I'm going to do it is I'm going to draw a line on this feature face and on, I almost took the wrong arrow, and on this face, and then use the use feature, which will show when I'm in sketch mode. And that basically just projects that line onto the plane that I'm actually going to draw the triangle on. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and draw a sketch, draw on this face. Cool. And then I'm going to OK that. And I want a new sketch because I'm drawing on a new plane. I'm just going to do it at this kind of weird angle so that I can see the dimensions of this part. So stick with me. I'm going to draw from that same point all the way up to there. All right, cool. Now we have these two parts, or two lines for reference. We can go ahead and do a third sketch, and this time we want the plane to be the front, just the entire front, because we have set up this part to be perfectly symmetrical on the front plane. So we're going to use this use feature. Like I mentioned, it just projects lines onto the planes you're currently using. So that way I can, wrong way for the angle again. Hello. Can't do. Cool. Now I can project this line and this line onto this plane. And the reason I'm doing this, instead of, just drawing it while I'm on this plane, is while you're drawing on the front plane, there's no guarantee that it's actually connected to this that's like in the right plane, or anything like that. Like, it's a little bit harder to get it to like this exact line to line up on this face. So if you just make a projection, it makes it a lot easier. So now I can add to the sketch this triangle like that. And then I can extrude straight from here. So I can just hit extrude. I don't have to save the sketch first. It automatically turns the sketch into an extrude. And what we want is for it to go symmetric. No, sorry. We want it blind, but we want it on both sides. So what did I say? Yeah, so anyway, it's 7 across, right? So that's 3.5 millimeters. And then we have a second end position, which is we add the second end position, which is another 3.5 millimeters. And that way it like extrudes from both directions because this is right in the middle, and then it will end up being symmetric in the end. So we go ahead and take a look on our right view here. Look, it's right there in the middle, perfectly symmetric, just like that. All right, cool. So now the last feature we need to add is the little triangles that are chopped off here at the edge. So we're going to need to do a new sketch and then a new sketch plane. We want to make sure that we hit the surface correctly here. Otherwise, we're going to get some sketch errors. So go ahead, hit that surface, then do a top view, and zoom in a little bit so it's easier. Oh, too much. Cool. And then we're going to add a sketch. Hopefully, there we go. Here, and we're going to dimension it. It's 9 by 9, so it's going to do the little corners. Good. We're going to part 2. Try that one more time. It's a new sketch, just because if you don't use a correct plane, it's going to be a little sticky out here. Okay. When in doubt, just start over with a sketch instead of trying to fix the error. At least that's what I do. And then dimension this side. Cool. So now that we have that sketch there, we can do the mirror feature. And we can mirror this line. And then when it comes to entities, we want that exactly the same on the opposite side. So go ahead and click OK. So now we have this feature happening on the same side. Oh, all right, cool. Now let's just start with the extrude. Having some trouble with this one earlier too. I wanted to extrude the whole surface, not just the sketch. No. And now I want to extrude, but not the faces, just that. There we go. Sometimes it's just a little trial and error. And then we want to extrude this one as well. But I don't know if it'll let me click on the button. Okay. And we can go ahead and just extrude through all. Cool. And then we can go ahead and show the sketch. Okay, and so the last part is to have this side extruded. There was a bit of an error that it didn't extrude this section when it as a mirror when it extruded that section. So what you can do is just go ahead and click mirror now, and then you want to change it from part mirror to just a feature to mirror, and the feature you want to mirror is your last extrude, so extrude 5, and then the mirror plane is just the front plane because we set up the part, I'm doing this the wrong way, to be centric across, mirror plane, front plane. There we go. Yeah, so we want extrude 5, see how it matches there. Okay. And then last step is let's go ahead and hide the sketch. So that, oh, what is happening? We can go ahead and see our finished product. Let's hide all the sketches because they're just in the way. Okay, there we go. Now we can see the final product here completed. Alright, so I hope this video helped. If you have any questions, don't be afraid to reach out or come to the office hours. Have a good week.